Hi guys, welcome again to your own YouTube channel Ask Your Gynecologist. I am Dr. Sonal Parihar. Tell me how many of you watched my movie? I just released a movie for the first time in life. We actually made a movie on lockdown about Corona, and it is an interesting movie. Try and watch it. Although it's in Hindi, most of you who are listening to my English video probably do not understand Hindi. But in case you like the movie, the concept, definitely you'll be able to understand what's happening. It is a life of a doctor, a family of a doctor who's actually being bashed by neighbors. They're being told by neighbors to leave the society because the husband is working in the hospital and is treating corona patients. He's not even coming home to have food, he's just staying there. And the way they abuse, the way they treat his wife, and in the end how they realize their mistake. It's a very good concept. This is actually the face of our society these days. This is what we Indians are facing, and if you really like it, if you like the concept, I am ready to put English subtitles in that. So please do watch it. It is something that we did during the lockdown period. We wrote down the script, we were the dialogue writers, we did the screenplay ourselves, we made the video ourselves using our camera, and then we got it edited by somebody. So please watch it, and if you like it, please share it with your friends. If you want to follow me, if you want to get a prescription from me, or if you want to consult me, there are three ways. First of all, there is an online application which you can download from your mobile's Play Store. It is called DocWise app, as the spelling is given. You have to insert my PIN, and then after a certain amount of payment, you can chat with me for 2 days. It's like WhatsApp. You can share your reports and you can get a prescription from me. Second way, which is the best way, but it is not possible during these days because of lockdown, is to come physically to the hospital. Many patients are coming from all over the world, in fact, and the address is given here, the number is given here. You can take an appointment whenever the lockdown is over. The third way would be to use super chat. Super chat option is available whenever I go live on this channel and on the other channel, Dr. Sonal's Answers. So you can use super chat and get your answer to the question there and then. Okay, so coming back to the topic, I'm Dr. Sonal Parihar. Today we are going to discuss about skin problems in pregnancy. Now, skin problems is not just skin problem, it's a cosmetic problem. It's related to nails, it's related to your hair, your skin, your vascular changes, everything. So let me just talk to you about the major changes, the changes which are very commonly seen. 100% of the ladies will face these problems. So this is part 1 of the video that we are doing today. Part 2 will be released next week. So first of all, the most common thing that you notice is stria gravidarum, that is stretch marks, which is bound to happen. Now, you are lucky if you did not have it. That depends upon the elasticity of your skin. If your skin is good and you did not gain a lot of weight, your tummy did not come on, it was a single gestation, it was not a multiple or twin gestation, it was not a pregnancy complicated with excessive fluid, so you did not have a lot of stretching, and your skin was good, you did not scratch yourself with your nails. So in that case, you might not have stretch marks, but otherwise some stretch marks are bound to happen, because whenever the skin is stretched up to a certain extent, after that, once the threshold is gone, the skin starts breaking. The elastic fibers and the collagen fibers, they start spreading out and they break, and that is why those marks come. Now, the color of these stretch marks, generally in wheatish and in dark ladies, it is generally brownish, blackish, or even purplish. In lighter skin ladies, it is pinkish. After delivery, it obviously becomes lesser in pigmentation. It becomes light brown or whitish or grayish or silverish. Okay, so there is nothing that you can do to prevent. Just eat healthy. Make sure that you do not gain a lot of weight because of unhealthy eating. Just in case you have a lot of water retention because of your hormonal effect, that is not under your control. If you have multiple gestation, that is not under your control. So things that are in your control is, do not scratch yourself. Use good moisturizer which has vitamin E and aloe vera, and try to eat healthy, exercise. Do not eat junk food so that you tend to have a lot of weight and then you develop stretch marks everywhere, not just your tummy, in your waist, your thighs, your hips, everywhere. Okay. Second commonly noticed thing is hyperpigmentation of your body. Now, you tend to secrete a hormone called melanin, which is more in ladies who are darker. So obviously the darker ladies suffer more. They tend to develop more darker areas. The areas which are dark, they become darker. Like for example, the areola, the skin area that covers, that surrounds the nipple, which is generally called areola. It becomes dark, it becomes hyperpigmented, and it starts showing some protuberances like tubercles. Those are nothing but the milk ducts. They start appearing, and the patient thinks, my God, what is happening to my nipples? Okay, so that's quite normal. Then under the breast, some people are dark there, so that becomes darker. Axilla, groin, private parts, all the darker areas they become dark. Especially there is a line called linea nigra which runs from your umbilicus till the pubic bone. There is a faint line in every lady depending upon her skin type, her skin color, her race. She will definitely have it because it is the place where your muscles join in. That is the center of the abdomen. So that even becomes darker. I have already discussed this point. 3 videos have been released so far. This is the 4th video in which we are discussing this. 2 years back I made a video with Upasana Parihar, who is a professionally a teacher, and the title of that video was Common Problems Faced by Married Ladies. I released that video again, say about 1 year back, and I changed the title and the thumbnail, and that actually says why stretch marks and linea nigra appear. Then the 3rd video in which I have discussed this was released I think just 6-8 months back, in which I had the title was how to take care of yourself after delivery. That was part 1. In part 1 I have told you about the stretch marks and about the linea nigra. So we're not going to the details of this. This happens because of hormones, and this will definitely go away once you deliver. Now there are certain things which are commonly seen, not very common, but it's still I would say not very uncommon also. That is cloasma of pregnancy. That is a facial mask. Now pregnancy can make you look ugly sometimes with this butterfly type of pattern. You tend to develop these blackish brownish spots on your cheeks, and that's called pregnancy mask. Generally it should go away after pregnancy, but some people do not get rid of that. Some women actually keep on having that, so that is quite problematic. So how do you actually prevent it? You can prevent it by avoiding sunlight. I have generally seen it in ladies who work in sunlight, especially the farmers, because 70% of our population is in the rural area. They actually do farming, and they work in the tube pumps and all that. So you just have to be careful that wherever you go you have to use a good sunscreen which protects you from UVA as well as UVB rays, and eat healthy. If you're eating healthy, your cells will be nourished, your skin would be better. If you can use, then use good moisturizers so that your skin is supple. And if you still develop, even the good family, the ladies who are actually from good families, who are eating well and not actually working in the fields, even then they develop such kind of cloasma or pregnancy mask. In that case you can just get rid of it by maybe after delivery you can take some skin treatments, vegetable peels, chemical peels, and don't forget to use a sunscreen. That is very, very important. And of course healthy diet. 3rd commonly noticed thing is the changes in your hair and your nails. Now because of increased hormone, increased progesterone, increased blood supply, your hair tends to become very long. Now every person has certain capacity to grow hair which is healthy. Like if you look at me, I cannot grow hair healthier, lengthier than this. I always keep my hair at this length, because if I grow it lengthier, it becomes dull, it becomes thin. That's because my body doesn't support very long hair. So similarly, if your body doesn't support very long hair, and suddenly because of pregnancy you tend to get a lot of blood supply in your scalp, your hair will definitely become longer, but it will become thin, it will be dry, lusterless, because it will not get the blood supply, the nourishment that the body should be able to give. So in that case, just cut your hair short. Just be careful. Don't let it grow unnecessarily long and dull, because it is just because of the excessive hormone that the hair is growing. It is not getting nourishment, and it becomes very brittle. It tends to break very easily. Similarly, the nails, they suddenly grow very, very long, and then they start breaking. So just keep your nails short and clean. Keep your hair short and healthy. You should look healthy. Ladies who have a tendency of growing more hair on their face, male type distribution of hair, hair on the chest, hair on the abdomen, or hair on the chin, such ladies, especially the PCOD patients, sometimes because of little bit of increase in testosterone in your body during pregnancy, it is not just progesterone, even testosterone rises. So because of this slight increase in the male hormone, sometimes you might develop some hair here on the chin, like that is hirsutism, unwanted hair on your abdomen. Then you might even start losing hair on the scalp, which is called androgen dependent alopecia. That means male type distribution of hair that might get lost. Now because these are pregnancy related changes, because of little increase in the testosterone, this will definitely subside after you deliver. So don't worry about this, but just be careful in case it is bad. If it is cosmetically bad, then you can get it removed. Okay, sometimes, very rarely, it might persist later on. Next, coming to the most, I would say the most troublesome problem is the vascular changes. Why troublesome? It is good for our body because it is physiological change. The body is protecting us, but it tends to bother the lady more. Now, why? Vascular changes mean changes in your blood supply. Now, in your blood circulation, you know that a normal adult would have 5.5 to 6 liters of blood. Now, because you tend to lose almost 1 to 2 liters of blood during delivery, whether it's a normal delivery or it's a cesarean, you are bound to lose around 1 to 1.5 liters of blood during delivery. That is why the doctors always tell you that by the time you reach your term pregnancy, you're about to deliver, your hemoglobin should not be less than 10 to 10.5. So that is why we stress upon either blood transfusion or iron injection, so that we pump you to the level of 10 to 10.5 before you deliver. Now, what happens during delivery? Once you've lost that blood, it is more of water that your body is losing. So your body tends to accumulate a lot of water, that is called water retention, and that is because of the effect of progesterone. So that whenever you lose blood, it is not actually your hemoglobin which is going out, it is your pure water which is going out. So it saves you from getting anemia. So during term, when you're just about to deliver, if you check your hemoglobin, even if it is 11, it will show up 9 because your body has accumulated so much water. So what are the problems that you're going to face? All this is protective for us. It protects us. But what are the problems? Starting from your mouth and your nose. Your mouth and your nose, you have very thin mucosa here and the gums here. So while brushing or while even doing this, you might start bleeding. You might have nose bleeding or gingival bleeding, which is quite common. And I've told this long back, my video came, common problems during pregnancy. So that clearly says that nothing to worry, it is just a protective thing, and just be careful, use a soft brush and don't worry. It is all because of pregnancy. Then, second change that you might see, especially in the dark complexion ladies, you might see the dark complexion and the thin ladies. You might see some spider type veins like popping up on the hands, on the upper chest, on the abdomen, which is quite distended. You can see those blue veins like spider web. So that is called spider nevi. And why nevi? Because they are blackish, bluish, and they will disappear after delivery. Okay. In fair ladies, it is quite common, very common to see palmar erythema. Palmar means palm, erythema means redness. So redness of the palm because it is whitish as compared to the other parts of the body, and your face, especially in the fairer skin. In the fairer skin, because of the progesterone, there is flushing of the skin. The blood vessels, they dilate because lots of blood is there, and they dilate so that the blood can easily flow through all parts of the body. So that makes your face and your palms quite red. So that's called palmar erythema. Now, we all know there are two types of blood vessels. One is artery, which is red, colored red because it carries oxygenated blood from the heart to all other parts of the body. Then the other one is vein, which is thin walled. It is blue in color because it carries all the dirty blood from all over the body to the heart, so that the heart can clean it and then again distribute with the help of arteries. So these veins, the bluish ones, they're thin. So when they dilate because of excessive blood volume, excessive water retention. When they dilate, it will give you problem in the form of swelling, edema, that is swelling in the lower legs, and that generally is non-pitting. Non-pitting, why? Because when you press it, it is basically the water retention, the excessive water, which if you press, then it will not show any pitting. So if it is non-pitting, it is quite common during pregnancy. It is because of the water retention, it is because of progesterone. You tend to sometimes gain a lot of weight. Like for example, I gained a lot of weight during my pregnancy. For example, I was 52 kgs when I actually conceived, and I went up to 80 kgs. So that was more than 25 kgs. So that depends from one person to another. That is because of the effect of progesterone hormone. Now, apart from this, if the veins dilate, you might even have varicosities. The varicosities are simply just the veins popping out, superficial veins popping out, and they might trouble you sometimes. For example, if they are in your anal area, that is the place from where you pass your stools from, then it might give rise to piles. Then if it is in the private parts, the vulval area, then it will give rise to vulval varicosities, and you will have difficulty in walking, in sitting, it will be painful. Then it might even give you varicosities in the legs, the lower legs. You might have seen this in the people who generally are more into bicycling and rickshaw driving. Such people, because they're continuously using their legs, so they tend to have such varicosities. So these troublesome things generally would disappear after delivery, but during delivery you tend to have a lot of problems. So you just have to be careful. Sometimes the tendency of having piles is hereditary, and it kind of pops up during pregnancy, and it might stay, it might not go away. So you just have to be careful of what you are eating. Just keep your legs up. You don't have to stand or sit for a long time with your legs hanging down. While sleeping, you have to keep 2 pillows under your legs. Sometimes we will tell you to put a crepe bandage starting from your heels till up to the thighs, so that you can keep it compressed, and when you sleep then only you have to open it up. So you just have to be careful, you just have to be knowledgeable enough to know what happens during pregnancy, that this is a part of pregnancy. It will go away as soon as the delivery, as soon as the pregnancy is over. So that's it guys, that's all for today, and in the next video we'll be discussing the actual skin problems, the actual rashes which might appear in ladies in the form of psoriasis, in the form of intrahepatic cholestasis or PUPP. These are the syndromes which some patients might be suffering from, and we'll be discussing in detail what these are, and we'll show you the photographs as well. So if you like the video, kindly press the like button, share the video so that others can also benefit from it, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to it, because very soon we are going to cross 1 million. We're going to be a very big family. Thank you for that, and do not forget to press the bell button so that as soon as I upload a new video, you will get the notification. Thank you guys, take care, be safe, bye bye.